Hey, hello, you wonderful and free spirit. This is Anton Bennink with the Freedom Lifestyle Podcast. And today I wanted to speak with you not about the power of multitasking, but about the power of single tasking. Have you heard it around you? So many people being proud of their ability to multitask. Well, actually, multitasking in most facets is not humanly possible. And actually, people who are often bragging about being good in multitasking are the least able to do so. But multitasking, in essence, simply is useless because we're not multitasking tasks that we are doing cognitively and we want to do more at the same time. We are not doing more tasks at the same time, but we are switching between the different tasks when we are multitasking. And switching between different tasks basically means that not one of those two tasks truly gets our concentrated attention for long enough to get into a state of flow, to get into a state of peak performance. And in essence, when we try to multitask, not two tasks get done faster, not one of them gets done better. And in essence, we train our mind to not be able to concentrate or focus on any one thing. And that is also why in the former episode I had a chat with you about our usage of our mobile phones, because when we are working on a project and ding, something comes in through a notification on our phone, we are pulled away with our concentrated attention from the thing that we are doing. So every time that we are pulled away, basically we get a squirt of dopamine, that hormone or that drug in our body that also is activated when we use cocaine. So it is something that we got to be very careful about. But like when a notification comes in, we feel important. So like we get like a little squirt of dopamine in our brain. And every time we get distracted from something, our mind gets used and gets the desire to be more all over the place. So something happens and our minds immediately want to go to it. Say, for example, you drive on the highway and you think, why in the world is this traffic standing still? And then eventually you ride up to an accident on the other side of the road, which for 95% already cleared, but the traffic was still driving super slow. Why is that? Because everybody's rubbernecking. Everybody's got to see what happened. And that is what happens when our notifications come in. That is what happens when our phone rings. We feel important. We get that squirt of dopamine and we want to go to that thing that pulls our attention. That is what happens when we work on several different things at a time. We try to divide our attention over several different things and we feel great because we believe we are able to get different things done, many things done at the same time. But in essence, everything that we work on gets done slower and with less quality. So what do we want to do? We want to stop multitasking and we want to start single tasking. I literally have a little note hanging next to my computer here that states single task, no multitasking. And the reason is that I have to remind myself of that very, very often, because it is so easy nowadays that when I'm working on something, I have this YouTube, for example, is the training and the analytics of it in one screen open, and I think, oh shit, I wanted to purchase that personal development book and quickly dive onto Amazon or bol.com and purchase that. But in essence, what I'm doing is I'm switching away from the task that I was working on. So the task that I was working on doesn't get finished and I have to turn back to it later, while I could have just written down purchase book and been able to do that at another time instead of being pulled away with my focus from the task that was at hand. A beautiful way that I like to use is to set a timer, and preferably use something like this, like a sand timer that doesn't require your phone being next to you while you are in a specific project or in a specific priority that you're working on, so that your phone can't bleep, you have no notifications, you can throw your phone in the drawer behind or wherever you won't be disturbed by it while you are working on your most important thing that you should be working on. Because like at the first productivity, like 2 episodes ago, I spoke about our ability to raise our productivity in an exponential manner, simply by writing out our priorities the day before and then the next morning pull them out and start working on them. But when we start working on them and we allow ourselves to be distracted again and again and again, you might not get one of your most important priorities done. And that is actually what happens in the business world nowadays. Like when people get into the office, they have stuff to do, but their email box starts overflowing, and throughout the day they've responded and reacted to all different people who asked them questions or needed something from them or wanted something from them. And at the end of the day, they've been busy all day but haven't gotten anything done of the things that they set out to do. Don't let that be you. And actually, by using these tips and tricks, you outperform most everybody, because most people nowadays don't get even one of their vital priorities done anymore. The key is, throughout this week, the 3 steps that I've given you. First, determine your priorities for the next day. The next day, get up and start them immediately. Then we have to turn off the notifications that our monkey brain gets distracted by. And last but not least, we have to single task. We have to do one thing at a time. Now, if you are interested in finding and fulfilling your deepest desires, I put in the description below a free template, a life and business design template that you can download on antonbennink.com. This little system helps you to identify what it is that you truly want, and then gives you the first steps to actually start achieving it. But for now, my friends, I would like to thank you for listening. If you have any ideas, tips, tricks on effectiveness, on productivity that you would like to share with us, please leave it in the comments below. For now, have a wonderful day, and I would like to wish you an amazing, productive week. Namaste.